Hey everyone, I am Mike, and today we are joined by,
Brian,
and we are going to be talking about,
Kingdom Hearts.
yeah. I love Kingdom Hearts. Like,
I'm a fan.
I adore the fuck out of the franchise. I understand that there's all the memes and the jokes about how like the story is convoluted, is anything. And don't get me wrong, I have replayed through that game like more times than I can count. You know this, like you've seen me online multiple times just playing Kingdom Hearts. And there are definitely, I think like the thing that like confuses me the most is in Kingdom Hearts 3 where there's time travel where Nord he goes back and he younger Nord is with Xehanort and
The time travel makes things so much worse.
the time travel in any video game just makes things worse.
Time travel in almost everything makes things worse.
Right.
And I get the World of Darkness has no time.
Right.
And that's how they're using time travel.
That's exactly how they get away with it.
And that's how they go through time. Because time does not exist in the World of Darkness at all. So they go in there and then come out another time.
Right. So like they are just like in a sense like it's like the Lemillion of like time travel. He goes into the ground and then he just pops up somewhere else. Lemillion being the only character worth a fuck in My Hero Academia.
Not sure about only, but
No,
probably one
only-
of the best.
Yeah. So I personally, all right. So like honestly, Kingdom Hearts right now is on sale on Xbox, and I'm about to buy it. And you know this, like you see, like you just asked me not too long ago if you could borrow my account so you could play your niece could
Yes,
play Kingdom
I
Hearts.
was so I can get Elsie's niece and nieces to play it.
Right. And I was like, well, I have it on Epic Game Store or I have it on my PlayStation, and now I'm about to buy it on the Xbox so I can like just play it whenever I want. I did so that does complete the timeline, like the time of things. I don't know why I'm saying time. I own Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2. I still own my copies of that. When it came out for the PlayStation 3, I bought it for the PlayStation 3. When it came out for the PS4, I bought it for the PS4. And I'll own it for the Xbox. The only thing I refuse to buy it on is the Nintendo Switch, because it's just a game cloud. Like you have to stream the game to your Nintendo Switch to play it. Like it's not like you can just download it to your Switch and play whenever you want. So it means like if my internet is out in my house and I want to play Kingdom Hearts and the only thing I have is my Switch, I'm fucked. Which I think is like the dumbest thing ever. Let's go with some favorites here, though. All right, which out of all the Kingdom Hearts games, all 20,000 of them, what is your go-to Kingdom Hearts game?
It probably, if I was gonna go back and play things, it'd probably be Birth by Sleep.
Birth by Sleep. I fucking adore the shit out of Birth by Sleep. I love the magic like fusing system in that game, where like if you do like the right thing, you can get like Giga Flare or something like that, and like, it like lights up the whole room in like a giant flare or something like that. I love doing that shit. Birth by Sleep is fun. I think for me, my go-to would either be 1 or 358 over 2 days.
Are you talking about? Was there a combination thing in Birth by Sleep? It's been
Yeah,
a
you would fuse spells together to make stronger spells. That's how you made stronger spells in that game.
It's been a hot minute for me, but
It's been like 2 weeks for me.
That's
Like,
fair.
I just started playing it again.
That's fair. When you said fusion, I was thinking it went to Chain of Memories to me.
Oh yeah,
Like that, which I enjoy Chain of Memories.
you know, man.
I know.
I can't. I've tried multiple times to get into Chain of Memories, and I just it's the card cycling system, and it's just I don't know.
I didn't mind the card cycle system.
Right.
It was the final. I played it when I was younger, and I made a very efficient deck at fighting everything
Right.
except for the final boss.
You also are a big fan of TCGs.
I am.
So like that, I guess maybe like maybe that's a part of it. I never could care for it because like when it comes to like sometimes like when you tune in for a game, you tune in for like the ease of the game, right? Like for example, I love the From Software games. I don't know if you ever played any of the From Software, like Dark Souls, Bloodborne, right? And we can all agree those games are intuitive and hard to play, right? You don't just grab a sword and shield and just run and start fighting, right? Like Kingdom Hearts is very much a game where like you can just slash your way to victory. You can, trust me. I know that's how I play Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. And if you have any trouble, just grind.
Right, just grind. And that's kind of like what I like about Kingdom Hearts is that it is very much like me caveman video game. So I can like kind of like just shut my brain down and just enjoy the story and the atmosphere and just go around and I'm fighting with Jack Skellington and I'm fighting mummies in the cemetery, or I'm trying to save Santa Claus. Like I think that's why I love Kingdom Hearts so much, because also it's the same thing with like Zelda, right? Like I love the Zelda franchise and I love Kingdom Hearts, and it's easier for me to get into Kingdom Hearts. Like if I sit down and was like I want to play a game that doesn't require like any thought process, Kingdom Hearts is my game to go to because it really is a shut your brain down kind of game. And I think that's why I just couldn't get into Chain of Memories, is because I'm like, man, don't make me think with Kingdom Hearts.
I that's fair.
I don't want to come up with a strategy. I just want to go in and
just Sonic Blade.
Just smack them with a bunch of nines, but I ain't got no nines, so like.
No, you just Sonic Blade.
Right.
Although I did position like a bunch of zeros at the back of my deck so I can go like this real quick to deal with any complicated attack.
And that's the thing is like your card has to be stronger than their card for the attack to go through or something like that. So if they have like a level 4 ice and you have a level 3 slash, you get hit.
Yeah. So it was a game where the bigger number wins generally,
right,
and then 0 can cancel out anything or be defeated by anything.
I think there's only one card game I've ever liked that I enjoyed that was like card game-esque, and that was Mega Man Battle Network.
I love that game.
I fucking adore that game. Do you have it for the Switch?
I do not.
I'm about to buy it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah,
like I've
so
played
good.
that game as a child, and occasionally I will play it again, especially with Smitty,
Right.
on an emulator. And I played one like a year ago,
Right.
Smitty's, or maybe 2 years ago. But Smitty's like, yeah, I'm playing through Battle Beast. I'm like, all right, which one are you playing? I'm playing the other one.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, right? Like I love RPGs. I love games that do require me to actually think, but like. When Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, when Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Dream Drop Distance, and Fragmentary Passage, Recoded, and 358 and a half. That's what I'm saying. I can name every Kingdom Hearts game in the franchise.
Recoded is the one I'm not a fan of.
Recoded is just a retelling of 1. And it has like all right, to be fair, that's not entirely true.
It's not, but
at the same time, it is. Because it's just the data entry from Kingdom Hearts 1's journal that Jiminy Cricket lost. And that's why at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, at the very back, it says, thank Naminé. So, you know.
And I think I've played all of them besides the cell phone game that predates all of them.
I never played the cell phone games, which, you know, I know, shock, right? Like, well, that's because I really didn't have a cell phone back then. And most of them really didn't really get the
Were there
attention.
more than one cell phone game?
There's 2. Yeah.
Wasn't Coded the other one, though? It came back as Recoded?
There was Union Chain and Coded, I think, were the other. Oh, Coded was eventually ported.
Yeah, then that became Recoded. So then...
Yeah, there's Kingdom Hearts Key and Kingdom Hearts Union, I think, are the 2.
Oh, okay.
And Dark Road? Oh, yeah, that's a newer one. There's 2 newer ones that came out as well. That came out after 3. Honestly, if you just go from 1 to 2, the story makes sense.
Yes.
Right? Sora loses his body at the
I think I did go 1 to 2 and then went to...
It was 1, 2, and then Chain of Memories for me because I didn't have a Game Boy Advance. I played 1, then I played 2, and then I went and played Chain of Memories.
I just think I didn't know about it initially.
Well, see, my thing was I didn't have a Game Boy, and I didn't think much of it at the time. I thought like 1 and 2 were going to be 2 different games, but I realized that without, like, because like the game starts with Roxas. Mm-hmm. I was like, who the fuck is this kid? Mm-hmm. You know, like, who is he? And then he turned into Sora, and I was like, wait, what's going on? And so you go and you play, and at this point, still, the story is just simple. Sora lost his body. He became heartless. His nobody became Roxas. He eventually gets his body back, and then he is Sora again. Mm-hmm. Right? Super simple. Mm-hmm. Sora then wakes up because his memory was being stolen in Castle Oblivion, right?
Such a weird place.
It's such a weird place, but still simple, right? He couldn't wake up because his nobody, Roxas, was stealing his memories. So he couldn't wake up. So Roxas had to give up his body, aka his memories, so that Sora could wake up. Sora then wakes up and he finds out that there's an organization called 13. Organization 13. They weren't just called 13, it was called Organization 13.
Yeah, in my head, 13 just sounded weird.
Yeah, right.
But it technically, that would be accurate.
Right. The name of the organization is 13.
Yeah.
It's called Organization 13, right?
Yeah.
And so he wakes up and he finds out that, well, they're not too happy because they were using Roxas to collect hearts. Well, we'll just use Sora to do it. So Sora then goes and collects hearts, Kingdom Hearts, blah, 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 right? Simple. Again, simple enough. Basic story structure. But then we get 358 and a half days. Well, that's not true. I think technically we get Birth by Sleep.
So good.
It was great. But then it gets a little prequel. And then it's like, then there's Terra, Aqua, Ventus, and Terra gets Norded, which is a term that if you played Kingdom Hearts, you know that term. He gets Norded, and then he turns into Xehanort Terra, and time travel.
Yeah, I don't like the time travel, but
No.
I loved that game. I mean, like, what, Aqua, it set up one because it's why Kairi survived the island attack.
It's why she survives.
Because Aqua put a spell on Protect her on it.
Yep.
It's what made Riku a Keyblade Master.
Yes.
Because Terra gave him the right.
Right. The Keyblade of Mastery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just set up. It was so good.
And it sets up the pureness of Sora because he gets blessed by Ventus. He gets Ventus's blessing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which Ventus was going through his own inner turmoil at that time.
Because his heart was shattered.
Yeah. And again, this is where it starts getting convoluted. And here's my reasoning. This is why I brought up Tetsuya Nomura, right? For those who don't know, or those who do know, you understand that Hironobu Sakaguchi eventually left Square. He left Square, and Final Fantasy had to keep going. So they eventually had some other guy come on, blah, 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 and then they were like, you know what? We're going to let Tetsuya Nomura run Final Fantasy. Now we get to Final Fantasy VII, right? And everything that is going wrong with that game, like the remake it has the story. 7's story was already done. You didn't have to do anything to it. But now he's like doing this and that and time travel. Tetsuya Nomura loves time travel. So it's one of those things where it's the joke that if you like just let Tetsuya Nomura cook, over time he's just going to make it convoluted. It's just what he does, and I don't understand it. I'm really confused as to what Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to do because like he's not even in. I think he's in a different universe completely now.
I would assume that is a very valid theory.
Yeah, like he's not even like in a sense, the gummy ships, they don't go from universe to universe. They go from planet to planet.
Yes, but they travel through like a gate.
A gate, right. So like technically it's a universe. But here's the thing. This is where it all goes back to Kingdom Hearts. The name of the movie, Kingdom Hearts back cover. It was a movie that introduces us to the original Keyblade. Not the original, but the Keyblade Masters. The ones they all wear animal masks.
Yeah.
They show up at the end of 3.
Yeah.
And in that movie, you are introduced to the fact that the whole, like everything was connected. It was all one giant utopian world. And then eventually, due to the war of for Kingdom Hearts, the universes were the world was shattered, and that's how we got our individual worlds throughout the universe. So like, but like that, I think 4 is going to be the reverse. Like it's going to be like the parallel to that. And I think we're going to get a return of maybe some Kingdom Heart, like Final Fantasy characters, because a lot of people were upset that there was no Final Fantasy in 3.
I get that. I have mixed feelings on it. I loved the Final Fantasy characters at the beginning. That's what got me
Right.
in.
That's what we
But
wanted.
honestly, they gave a good cast.
Right,
Like, I don't need the Final Fantasy
I don't
characters.
need Final Fantasy anymore.
I
That's what Tetsuya was saying. He was like, it can stand on its own.
it can.
At the end of the day, Kingdom Hearts is still a game about Sora, Riku, and Donald. Sora, Donald, and Goofy traveling to Disney worlds. So you can't get rid of the Disney aspect of it.
No, that's perfectly fine.
But the Final Fantasy aspect,
It's not needed anymore.
I don't need. I don't need Cloud. I don't need Sephiroth. Do I enjoy them in the
Yeah.
game? Yes, but they don't add anything to the story because at this point the story's beyond what they do.
Absolutely.
Like,
My problem with 3 wasn't that, it was other aspects. They added so many characters, and then they just
the end, end,
and
mode.
they just nerfed every character that wasn't Sora, and
Right.
like
What the whole point was what was the point of Kyrie becoming a Keyblade Master if you're just gonna like norm
Yeah.
her?
and honestly, like I love Sora, but besides Sora, Aqua's like the next most accomplished
Oh, yeah.
Keyblade Master.
And she does nothing.
And she does nothing.
Nothing.
She completed so much.
She was the Keyblade Master.
Yeah.
She actually passed her test.
She passed her test.
She survived in the world of shadows.
She survived into so long. They went dark, and even it's implied that she committed suicide, being in
Right.
that world where no time is
Fragmentary passes, man.
searching tirelessly for Terra.
Because you think about it, like the amount of time that went from, because Riku and Sora and them they were like what, like 5 at the very beginning of Birth by Sleep, and by the end of Kingdom Hearts 3 they're like 16, 17.
A lot of time passed, and
Time doesn't work the same way in there, so
it could have been longer. It could have been shorter.
yeah, she could have been there for like, it could have felt like 2 days for her. But I think she states like how long she.
I don't remember that, but
It was years.
I was assumed it was years.
It was
and she was in
years.
a world with no food.
No food.
So but because time doesn't work, I assume she can survive without it.
Right.
She probably couldn't sleep because there was a shit ton of enemies everywhere.
The whole world is shadows. It's
Yeah.
filled.
And she
Filled with heartless.
even when Mickey showed up in that world, she then helped Mickey get the Keyblade to shut that door
Yeah.
and continued fight. And then she shows up and she's worthless.
She's worthless.
And
You make one of easily the best, most badass female characters in the franchise, and you do nothing with her. Like, come on, man. Aqua didn't deserve that.
I
stank.
came in very excited to play not just as Sora, because I love Sora, but to actually try random other Keyblade Masters out, expecting that, and I didn't get that.
No, 3 you were just Sora the entire time.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think there's a part where you're Riku, because you fight Aqua.
You do fight Aqua. Do you fight him as Riku? I don't
think
remember.
you fight her as Riku.
I don't remember that.
I'm like
If so, it was a
it's
very
been a
small
minute.
section.
It's been a minute.
But they had such a big, satisfying cast. They just didn't use it. They did some worlds fantastically, and then they did one world very poorly, which had endless potential.
Are we talking about Hercules World?
No,
Because I'm pissed that they did that to us. Like,
I'm talking about Monster Inc.
Really?
Because Monster Inc. is loaded with doors that you can go to any world.
Right. They could have done so much more with it.
They could have done a lot with those doors.
I think I'm picking up what you're pointing down. My big thing was I loved the Coliseum in 1.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know, for whatever reason, they had a Coliseum in Birth by Sleep, which was eh. They had a Coliseum in 2, which was like weird thing. I don't know. The Kingdom Hearts 1 tournament, like the Hercules Cup, the Hades Cup, the Silver Cup, the Pegasus Cup, that was awesome. That was something I enjoyed doing throughout the game. I loved, like, you beat a
respect
world, and it would be like Chip and Dale would pop up and be like, a new tournament has arrived at the Coliseum.
I respect that. I enjoyed that. Although going exploring that world was kind of neat too. Yeah.
It was fun to explore the world. Don't get me wrong.
But I do understand missing the Coliseum. Like
the Coliseum aspect, like that's what I wanted. And so, like, yeah, it was fun. I do, because I'm a Hercules fan.
Yeah.
Like, Hercules is my favorite Disney movie. I really enjoyed the whole, like, fighting the 4 Titans at the end there. You know, like, not the 4, because you already fought the
Earth.
the Earth Titan and you fought the Ice Titan in one. So the fact that you got to go and fight the lava and the wind one in 3 was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was like my only real issue with 3. They eventually did come out with Remind, which I don't know if you played that one. I know we played 3 at the same time.
Yeah, I played when it first came out.
You actually wound up getting all the things to get the ultimate weapon, and I was like, I couldn't do the bouncy one. I could never get the bouncy thing. I kept fucking up on that one. I was like, God damn it! And I just got tired of it. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just not gonna get the ultimate weapon.
That's fair.
But I don't think did you play the DLC?
I think I forget that it exists because I beat it way before the DLC came out,
Right.
and people tell me, and then I'm like, oh shit, I'll go around and then I get home and I do other stuff, and then it slips my brain.
Like that's what kind of the reason why I started playing Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep again. I'm not like I need a fucking reason to play Kingdom Hearts because I fucking love those games, but I started playing Birth by Sleep again because I want to just replay the story again because it's like a yearly tradition at this point. So I started playing Birth by Sleep. I'm gonna beat that, obviously go through the ways and yada yada yada, and then get to 3. And because I bought it on the Steam, Epic Game Store, it does come with Remind. So I'm like, it's supposed to be about, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm lucky that I've gone this long without getting spoiled about it, but I think it's about Kairi while Sora is in the world beyond. You remember like when he's in like heaven almost, and he's with the Moogle? It's like the big cloud, the cloud sky area, and he has to collect all those like things.
The sword, like scattered the memory things from that thing. It
Yeah,
was a really wonky world.
Yeah,
I didn't remember it as that, but I do remember that stage going around
I
collecting
think
it.
that was like supposed to be heaven.
Okay.
So like you're Kairi and you're there, and I think it's supposed to like, and there are Final Fantasy characters in that DLC, and I think it's supposed to bridge the idea of why Donald and Goofy are on their way to the other world, where because like after everything's all said and done, after you beat Xehanort, Sora is once again separated from Riku and Kairi. So, anyways, because I can keep going. Try like because then we'd have to try and explain the actual storyline. I feel like this is a taste. One day we'll have to like actually sit down and go through. Like we could actually go through and explain each Kingdom Hearts game. And I think that would be like maybe something fun. If that's something you guys are interested in, just like let us know. Like I would love to go through and like explain the different storylines to Kingdom Hearts because like I understand it. It's convoluted, but I do understand it.
I feel like I understand it sometimes, and then other times I'm like, no, wait, did I understand it?
Did I not get that correctly? Yeah. I feel like I understand it enough that like it makes sense to me. Kingdom Hearts makes sense to me. If you ask me to make it make sense to you, it's going to require some work.
I don't think I could explain it to anyone.
Could you explain Fate to us?
I can try, but
All right, there we go. I'll explain Kingdom Hearts to them. You can explain Fate. We'll tie it up that way.
oh my god, you gave me an almost impossible task.
Yeah, exactly.
I love
I think
it.
Explaining Kingdom Hearts is easier than explaining the Fate series.
Yes, it fucking is.
I think with everything, I'll the Fate and the Kingdom Heart story timelines. We'll save that for another day. I want to thank you everybody for joining in and listening to us talk about Kingdom Hearts. I know that was definitely a clusterfuck because Kingdom Hearts is a
We hardly touched anything.
No, we hardly touched anything. We really, really didn't. But yeah,
good.
if you really enjoyed that, we'll go through the actual timeline. We'll go through each game, do an episode for each game. And yeah, thank you for joining us, and I hope you were all comfy.